Hello and welcome to Phoenix, Arizona. We are here at the annual meeting of AHRA, the Association for Medical Imaging Management. My name is Brian Casey, Editor-in-Chief of AmpMini.com. And we have with us today Dr. Lawrence Tanenbaum. He is Chief Technology Officer of RadNet. And he just gave a really fascinating presentation this morning on the use of AI for neuroimaging. Dr. Tanenbaum, thanks for being with us today.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
So packed house in there, big room. People seemed really interested in the topic. Can you recap some of the high points for us?
Well, AI is a very hot topic right now, and it is already making a big impact throughout the healthcare enterprise. And we covered all of it, everything from things like utilization management all the way through reporting. We actually showed how NLP can actually work on standardization of follow-ups, as well as making sure the patients actually come back. We spent a fair amount of time looking at the impact of AI in terms of image processing, and we looked at the area of accelerating quantitative neuroimaging and being able to maintain its integrity. We've shown actually in some of our publications and for the room that the integrity of the image can be maintained, but we can accelerate the image about 40%. That has obvious impacts for the viability of a facility, but big impact on patient comfort. We also talked about how AI can enhance the fundamental capability of quantitative imaging. One of the things that's held quantitative imaging back is it hasn't been quite as accurate as we need it to be. These tools are making the lesion segmentation better, the gray and white matter segmentation better, and quantitative imaging can often add significant value to the exam. So it's behind the better integrity as well as the acceleration of those images.
Now, RadNet is a pretty big enterprise as a national radiology group, and you guys have been pretty aggressive about implementing AI at scale across all your groups. Why is that?
Well, because it's an essential technology that is well aligned with our mission. We're a very patient-centric organization, and in terms of basic imaging, it gets the patients off the table faster. Patients don't like it in the MR scanners. They don't like high radiation dose for CT. We probably don't like it as more than they don't like it. They don't really notice that for the most part, but they do notice how long they have to spend inside that uncomfortable tube, and that's a very, very big deal to get them out of there better. But there are other areas of AI where RadNet has been very active, and that is assisting in diagnosis. We've been very active in terms of breast imaging there as well, and there, again, improving the quality of the diagnosis, making an earlier diagnosis is core to our mission as well as to the patient welfare.
Yeah. Now, what would you say between using AI for image reconstruction and using AI for interpretation? How does that kind of break down in terms of percentage terms across RadNet?
Well, that's an interesting question because we're still in the early stages of using AI in breast imaging, although we are moving along very well with implementation as the FDA allows us to use these tools in day-to-day practice. But for image reconstruction, it is essentially rolled out to every single one of our scanners already. The older machines where we're dependent on a vendor agnostic supplier are already implemented, 250 scanners or so. And for the OEMs, as it becomes available, we've been able to roll these out. And there's been a little bit of supply chain disruption that's keeping it from rolling out to all the machines for which it's been ordered, but it's on its way. We're very committed to it.
And this is all AI that's just running in the background that the radiologist may never even see, right?
Well, in terms of image reconstruction, it just creates a better product that hits the PACS. Radiologist doesn't need to think about it once it's there. As a matter of fact, the referring physician loves it. Curb appeal is higher. The radiologist loves it. Lower noise, less stress, less burnout. I tell the radiologist when I introduce this topic that when you have a noisy study, it's high stress. You just feel it throughout your whole body. When you open up a study that isn't artifact filled, it isn't noisy, it has high spatial resolution, you just feel the tension pour out of your body. And I say a lot of things to our radiologists. The one that comes back to me the most as resonating is the last one. They all say, yes, I know exactly what that feels like.
And that kind of ties in with this broader concept that a lot of people are talking about of using AI to reduce burnout in radiology.
It certainly does.
And reduce stress.
It certainly does. I mean, anything that takes the repetitive tasks out of your hands is going to reduce the sense of drudgery that burns you out. But even the things, how we get on an airplane, we put soundproof headphones on. Why do we do that? Because the barrage of noise beats up our nervous system. It's been shown in people who live in airport flyover zones. Even when they're sleeping, their EEGs register the noise.
Interesting.
So we subliminally recognize the noise in an image as stress. So removing that moves us along quicker. Our eyes are going to detect the abnormalities better because the contrast to noise is improved. It undoubtedly will reduce burnout.
Awesome. Well,
Plus, the little radiologist assistant on your shoulder that AI provides also reduces stress.
Yeah.
Because you say to yourself, okay, I've made my interpretation, my virtual resident has also made the interpretation, and I can move along more quickly without doubt.
Awesome. Well, that's some fascinating stuff. It's going to be amazing to see where this all plays out.
I agree.
Good. And you're getting on a plane today to head to Europe for
I think
ECR.
that's exactly right. I get to be on the ECR podium a few times.
Awesome. And what are you presenting there?
Well, I'm presenting, different aspects of what we talked about here today. I'm going to be talking a little bit about AI in the healthcare enterprise at one presentation. I'm going to be talking about rolling out vendor-agnostic deep learning image reconstruction at another presentation. And I'm actually going to be working with Siemens and describing what their deep learning reconstruction, deep resolve means in terms of our clinical scanners as well.
Awesome. Well, I'll see you in
And I have an abstract as well, so you can come to that
Perfect.
one too.
All right, we'll do.
All right,
Dr. Tanenbaum, thanks for being with us.
All right, great. Nice seeing you.
All right. Signing off for AmpMini.com, my name is Brian Casey.